Thanks again for coming to the Heritage Pines Show Choir review of the Great American Songbook. This time, we'll take you back in time to honor the big band era rather than any one composer. I remember in my youth catching up with some of the great music on TV shows and radio. By definition, the era began in 1936 and ended in 1945 when I was very little. Certainly many of us have gone on dates to ballrooms where bands were playing. Many of them were reconstituted big bands run by alumni. You'll hear much of the music and famous quotes from that era. We'll also give you a dance break at intermission, so be ready to be transported back to one of the most memorable eras in our history. You'll hear sounds from those big bands along with our singers. During the early 1900s, ragtime and jazz evolved to make a unique sound. Duke Ellington, Paul Whiteman had large bands, and Louis Armstrong and Rudy Vallee had bands and also gave vocal performances. In 1936, a Chicago-born clarinetist combined these sounds and created a sound called swing. Who was this king of swing?
Benny Goodman.
Of course, Benny Goodman. Goody Goody was one of his 1936 hits that began the era. Here's another example of that swing sound.
Sing, 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 everybody start to sing. Ooh, ooh, wahoo, now you're singing with a swing. Sing, 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 everybody start to sing. Ooh, ooh, wahoo, now you're singing with a swing. When the music goes around, everybody goes to town. But it's something you should know. Oh, baby, whoa, whoa, whoa. Sing, 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 sing. Everybody start to sing. Ooh, wahoo, now you're singing with a swing.
Alongside swing was a sound described as sweet, mostly influenced by Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey.
The rose
Beginning in the mid-30s, these bands helped us take our minds off of the woes of the Depression. They could give us a philosophy for coping with the situation. Inspiring song came out of the Depression era. It was written by Charlie Chaplin for his movie Modern Times. It was purely instrumental until around 1950, when words were supplied, and has been performed by many great orchestras and singers. Here's Jim Glynn with some good advice for these times.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fears and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness. Hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you'll just smile. Ever so at the time you must smile. You must smile, what's the use of crying? Smile, what's the use of trying? I'll get these words just right if you just smile.
radio, and recordings provided much music. They accelerated the popularity of the big band sound. This song from 1937 presents a vocal picture of the big events of the era.
I float around the world in a plane. I've settled revolutions in Spain. The North Pole I have charted, still I can't get started with you. On the golf course I'm under par, and Metro Gold Winds asked me to star. I got a house, it's a show place, still I can't get no place with you. 'Cause you're so supreme, lyrics I write of you, I dream day and night of you, and I scheme just for the sight of you. But baby, what good does it do? I've been consulted by Franklin D. And Greta Garbo gave me her key. Still I'm broken-hearted, 'cause I can't get started with you. In 1929, I sold short. In England, I presented at court. But I'm so downhearted, 'cause I can't get started with you.
That was Tom Todd. Starting in the late 30s, there were war rumblings. The U.S. had to catch up. Many would eventually be in the armed forces. This Irving Berlin tune didn't pull any punches in describing Army life.
This is the Army, Mr. Jones. No private rooms or telephones. You had your breakfast in bed before, but you won't have it there anymore. This is the Army, Mr. Green. We like our barracks nice and clean. You had a housemaid to clean your floor, but she won't help you out anymore. Do what the bugler commands. You're in the Army, not in a band. This is the Army, Mr. is the Army, Mr. Jones. No private rooms or telephones. You had your breakfast in bed before, but you won't have it there anymore. This is the Army, Mr. Green. We like our barracks nice and clean. You had a housemaid to clean your floor, but she won't help you out anymore.
Pull!
Many big bands had vocalists, both male and female. A mainstay of the 30s and the war years was Frances Langford. She performed with Bob Hope in several concerts given to our servicemen and women. She was famous on radio as Mrs. Bickerson with Don Amici. She also hailed from Hernando, Florida. Wow. In 1937, she introduced this song while with the Rudy Valley Orchestra. Who can forget the arrangement performed by the Platters in the 1950s?
I saw the harbor lights. They only told me we were parting. The same old harbor lights that once brought you to me. I watched the harbor lights. How could I help that tears were starting? Goodbye to tender nights beside the silvery sea. I long to hold you near and kiss you just once more, but you were on the ship and I was on the shore. Now I know lonely nights, for all the while my heart is whispering some other harbor lights will steal your love from me.
That was Bev Seberg. Here's another song introduced by Frances Langford.
I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love.
Heaven is in your eyes, bright as the stars we're under. So is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love?
Why stop to think all weather? This little dream might fade.
We've put our hearts together, now we are one.
more from them later. Here is a great George Gershwin song from the early 30s. It's a tragedy that American music didn't have him because he didn't live to be 40. What he could have given us with another 20 or 30 more years. Here's Karen to sing, I've Got a Crush on You.
How glad the many millions of Toms and Ricks and Williams would be to capture me. But you had such persistence, you wore down my resistance. I fell, and it was swell. You're my big and brave and handsome Romeo. How I won you, I will never ever know. It's not that you're attractive, but oh, my heart grew active when you came into view. I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Hear me sigh, I never had the least notion that I could fall with so much emotion. Could you coo? Could you care for a cunning cottage we could share? The world will pardon my mush, 'cause I've got a crush, my baby, on you.
I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Hear me sigh, I never had the least notion that I could fall for so much emotion.
Could you coo? Could you care for a cunning cottage we could share? The world will pardon my mush, 'cause I have got a crush, my baby, on you.
This male vocalist started with the big bands and lasted for a while.